We're going to get rigged up, going down to Chuckaluskee, down to the Everglades this weekend. Snook season closes at the end of this month. Hopefully catch a good snook. Targeting snook and reds, and then we'll play around, try to find a tarpon. Got a couple holes down there, but I want to get you rigged up with what we choose to rig when we head down to the Everglades. Most everything we throw is a pin clash reel. Really like the pin clash. And we like throwing the Reaper rods. I started the Reaper rods about a year and a half ago and thoroughly impressed with those guys. This is on a Crowder rod with a pin 3000 with the little circle hook jig head. Great for throwing shrimp on the 7.6, being able to fling them way up in the mangroves and be able to stay back a good bit. Love this setup. It's good for lightweight. Always keep this, on the boat at all times. But this is one of the setups that we take with us when we go down wherever we're fishing. Told you about the Reaper rods. Still one of my favorites, man. If you haven't found these great rods, cast a mile. But this one we keep a popping cork, just like we keep the other rod, always on the boat, always ready. This popping cork, we don't keep it out all the time, but it's helpful to have out when we have a good spread. A little bit, if we're waiting a little bit, we'll throw a shrimp or a live bait, or even some type of artificial crab or imitation shrimp underneath this popping cork. Fling it out there and just kind of put it in the rod holder, pop it every now and then. Down there we don't really actively work it like you do out in Louisiana or other places, but it's a good setup to have on your boat. Again, Reaper rod teamed up with a pin 3000 clash reel. Makes for a great lightweight combination that you can throw a mile, but plenty of back. And then this is our main setup that we use down there. We do a lot of live bait fishing. Personally, myself, my wife, nothing beats a good chunk of ladyfish for those reds and snooks. So we love to chunk bait fish, but this is a universal for live bait, whether you're using finger mullet, using some threads, greenies. But this is, again, as a Reaper rod. We use a 7-foot or a 7.6. I'll tell you, I just switched to a 7.6 on this to get the extra distance. Have started learning to stay off of those mangroves a little bit more and fishing those shelves. This is what I used to throw and still do. We keep a rod rigged up with an 1/8 ounce weight. Good buddies of mine down there taught me how to start fishing a little bit heavier weight. So we're going up to 3/8 to a 1/2 ounce weight. A lot of tidal movement down there. So what we do is we team that up, uni to uni knot, go into your fluorocarbon, and then put this heavier weight on there. Reason being, you get so much tidal movement that even with the lighter weights, you're fishing a chunk bait, so that chunk is sweeping through there. Also with your live bait, it's pushing and sweeping, doesn't present that struggle. So with this heavier weight down on the bottom, then go into your circle hook, or you can use a regular J hook. Tie it up, and it keeps that bait pinned to the bottom and that heavier current flow that you find, down there in the Florida Everglades around Chuckaluskee in that area. And what that does is it keeps that chunk bait, pinned in position, for one, so it's not sweeping through, collecting leaves and mud and everything else. And also with your live bait, it's taking that live bait, this weight is pinning it to the bottom, and that live bait is just sitting there under that mangrove, just fluttering. So I tell you, I switched to that last year at the advice of my buddies, and honestly, it helped out our catch ratio down there quite a bit. So again, this is our #1 setup. 7.6, you can use a 7-foot Reaper rod, medium heavy, plenty of backbone to it. 8 to 17 or 10 to 20, teamed up with a pin clash reel. These reels are great, man. Indestructible. Have had no problems with them. So that's going to be our setup this weekend down in the Everglades. We'll be posting a video this weekend or Monday or Tuesday telling you guys how we did.